Hello friends, today I am going to deliver lecture on the topic of strong and the weak dominant strategy. So we try to understand the concept by the help of the definition. So the strong dominant strategy, it is a strategy that provides the optimal outcome for a player regardless of the other player, what the other player does. Means what? No matter what action the other player takes, the strategy of the player will always be optimal, or in other words we can say what action the other player takes, it does not make any difference to the player strategy because the strategy is dominating or optimal in each and every case. So let's understand this concept by the help of this payoff matrix. Here in this example we have two players, the company 1 and the company 2. The company 1 is having two possible actions. One is the advertising and another one is not advertising. Similarly, company 2 is also having these two similar actions, the advertising and not advertising. Now if company 1 consider that the company 2 is advertising, okay, so now the company 2 has to choose a action which is optimal for him. So now if company 1 is considering company 2 is advertising, so in this case we need to check this column for the payoff. If company 2 is advertising and company 1 is advertising, then the company 1 will get payoff of 6, and if company 1 is not advertising, then he will get payoff of 4. Which one is higher? 6 is higher. Means what? The advertising for the company 1 is optimal in this case. Now company 1 is considering that company 2 is choosing not advertising policy. So in this case we need to check this column for the payoff. Now company 1 is advertising, so he will get payoff of 8. If company 1 is not advertising, then he will get payoff of 7. Which one is higher? 8 is higher. Means what? Again in this case the advertising is dominating the not advertising, right? Advertisement is the preferable for the company 1. So you can see whether the company 2 is advertising or not advertising, the optimal strategy is advertising for the company 1. Means what? The advertisement for the company 1 is strong dominant strategy because in each and every case this advertising is dominating the not advertisement policy. Now we try to play from the side of company 2. So if company 2 consider that the company 1 is advertising, okay, so in this case we need to check this row, okay. Now if company 2 is also advertises, then he will get the payoff of 4, and company 2 is not advertising, then he will get payoff of 1. Which one is higher? 4 is higher. So means in this case the advertisement is optimal, or can say that the advertisement is dominating the not advertising in this case. Now if company 2 consider that the company 1 is not advertising, so in this case we need to check this row, right? In this case if company 2 is advertising, then he will get the payoff of 6, and if company 2 is not advertising, then he will get payoff of 3. So which one is most preferable? 6 is higher, right? So again the advertising is preferable for the company 2, or can say that the advertising is dominating the not advertising. So for company 2 also that advertising strategy is dominating in each and every case. Means what? This advertising strategy of company 2 is independent of the strategy of the other player, because it is dominating in each and every condition. So this advertising for the company 2 is a strong dominant strategy, and this advertising for the company 1 is a strong dominant strategy. Okay. Now we try to understand what is weak dominant strategy. So first of all, we try to understand by the help of a definition. So weakly dominant strategy is a strategy that never provides the lower payoff than the other strategy, and at the same time there exists at least one combination of strategies for which the payoff for both strategies are equal. Means what? Any strategy, if it is weakly dominating, means what? In some cases it will perform better than the other strategies, but in some cases it will perform equivalent to the other strategies, but it will never perform worse than the other strategy. It can perform same as the other strategies, or can perform better than the other strategies, but cannot perform worse. Okay, so we try to understand by the help of this payoff matrix. So here we can see again we have these two company 1 and company 2, both are having advertising and not advertising action. So if company 1 consider that company 2 is choosing advertisement, then we need to check this column for the payoff. Now if company 1 is advertising, then he will get payoff of 6. If company 1 is choosing not advertising, then he will get payoff of 4. Which one is higher? 6 is higher. So again we can say that advertising is dominating the not advertising. Okay, and this advertising is optimal for company 1. Now if company 1 consider that the company 2 is not advertising, that in that case here we need to check this column, and here we are getting that if company 1 is advertising, then the payoff is 8. If company 1 is not advertising, then he will get payoff of 7. Which one is higher? 8 is higher. So we can say again in this case the advertising is dominating not advertising. Okay, so we can conclude that advertisement for the company 1 is strong dominant strategy. Okay, now we try to play from the side of company 2. Now if company 2 consider that company 1 is advertising, okay, so we need to check this row. Okay, now in this row, if company 2 chooses advertisement, then he will get payoff of 4. If company 2 chooses not advertisement, then he will get payoff of 1. Which one is higher? 4 is higher. Means what? The company 2 will prefer advertisement over the not advertisement. Means the advertisement is dominating the not advertisement policy. Now if company 2 consider that company 1 is not advertising, so we need to check this row this time. So if company 2 is advertising, then he will get payoff of 3, and if company 2 chooses not advertisement, then he will get again the payoff of 3. Both are same, both are giving same payoff. Means what? This advertisement is not dominating in this case. It is performing equivalent to the not advertisement. So if company 2 chooses advertisement in both the cases, then we can say that this advertisement is a weakly dominant strategy. Why? Because in one of the case it is dominating the not advertisement, but in one of the case it is performing same as of the not advertisement. Both are giving same payoff. So that is why we can say that this advertisement for company 2 is weakly dominant strategy. Thank you.